all you've been told. Don't blink, don't run, don't turn left or turn right or look straight at the sun. My mind's going in circles, I'm trying to fight it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. Gone to the place where all this began. Just start again. Oh, you won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes. Gotta make a wrong turn and turn around. Gotta fall fast to pick yourself up off the ground. Until you get lost, you'll never be found. And you can't start again until you break down. Break down. Until you break down. They said, be meek. Look beneath the bed before you go to sleep. Keep on, I shine. You'll surely get burned if you reach out and touch. My mind is a battle, I'm trying to hide it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. On to the place where all this began. Just start again. You won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes. Gotta make a wrong turn and turn around. Gotta fall fast to pick yourself up off the ground. Until you get lost, you'll never be found. And you can't start again until you break down. Break down. Until you break down. Oh, you won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes. Gotta make a wrong turn and turn around. Gotta fall fast to pick yourself up off the ground. Until you get lost, you'll never be found. And you can't start again until you break down. Hold on, hold on. It's not lost, you're not lost. Hold on, hold on. It's not lost, you're not yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Better off, better off. I am wicked, you're insane. But I wouldn't have it any other way. If we're knocked out, we'll go the distance. Pound for pound, we're a perfect match. Pulling punches, or toe to toe, we're always on the road. Worse or better, we can't stop, we can't stop. 'Cause together, we're better off. And we can. and your clean cuts. I'm wide-eyed, your eyes are shut. If I'm knocked out, we'll go the distance, pound for pound. We're a perfect match, pulling punches, or toe-to-toe. We're always on the road. Worse or better, we can't stop, we can't stop. 'Cause together we're better off, and we can.
And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding me up. Play me like a bass guitar, simmer down and mess me up. Tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Me up, drumming round in your red Ford, shivers down my
We can't see.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Streamline Minor League Tournament. Today's match is going to be a Division B match. We are going to be seeing the likes of... One second, I accidentally pulled this down. The winner of today's match, while I'm pulling up the teams that are playing today, will be going on to face Tilt Esports. Tilt Esports was a team that we had seen... was a team we saw on Thursday, and they were a very, very good team. And while I'm pulling up the team, we're going to be playing a match today against Divine Xylem versus Roaring Tigers. Winner of this match will be going on to face Tilt Esports. I'll be casting today with Forge Master over here, and we had a very, very good match yesterday. It was QWE versus Mischief. Mischief was a very, very, very strong team. It was a team full of young gunners, and Forge, do you have anything to say about the match yesterday? It was definitely an exciting one on Oregon.
Yeah, so first, thank you for that, Bond. So first thing I must say I was rather surprised to expect Oregon this early on in the tournament. I thought a lot of other teams would analyze the plays from the initial stages and then maybe pick Oregon in the developed strats for Oregon in the quarters or towards the end of the playoffs. So seeing Oregon this early was did come out as a bit of a surprise. Some of the strategies that were pulled were extremely good, pretty close to what you would see in the NAL or the EUL, and definitely innovative. And and I must say there were a pretty fair bit of gunners there in comparison to, say, the games that we had on day one, Tilt and Heat, Team Heat. They're definitely looking on par with them, I must say, for lack of a better word, because this is still the earlier stages. We are yet to experience these teams at their full potential against the winners. So definitely excited to see what's going to be today. We might have these teams go on to a more strategic maps such as Cafe, or more of the raw run and gun style maps like, say, Consulate. So what do you think, Pon? What do you think about the possibilities of picks among the maps today?
Yeah, I'm expecting. I was really coming into the tournament. I wasn't expecting a whole lot of Oregon play, and then I was watching. I believe it was a podcast by Intiro. It was the 6-on-6, and he had mentioned Oregon and said that a lot of teams are going to want to be playing it because it's a newer map, it's fresh, and a lot of the strategies that teams can pull out, they can catch a lot of teams off guard on it. So I'm kind of I kind of stand corrected in my opinion in such that more teams are going to be wanting to play Oregon because they're able to bring out something new, maybe something teams haven't seen before. And I really have to give it up to QWE. Even though they didn't come out on top in that match, they really did give up quite a fight. And I simply think Mischief was they were the stronger team. They had a little bit better gun skill. They had a little bit better positioning, but the defense from QWE was incredible. They held down what they needed to. They rotated when they needed to. They didn't take any super aggressive peaks without the possibilities for trades, but Mischief was just so much better at droning in and understanding where the gunfights came in, and they weren't super aggressive forcing picks to come out. They waited for the plays to develop, and it really was a great match. I'm really looking to see them play again, and I'm also looking forward to seeing the winner of this match playing Tilt Esports. Tilt Esports was a very strategic team. They were very good at playing on defense. They were the ones that successfully had pulled out the wonderful SSG strat on Clubhouse, and they also faced multiple times when they might have had 4v5 because of a disconnection. They came back almost immediately and they crushed it. It was absolutely wonderful to see. So I'm really excited to see how the winner of this match fares up, and moving on to seeing them play Tilt Esports.
So we've seen Tilt pull off their confident 4v5, we can push through thought process and do it successfully. And yesterday you saw Team Mischief pull off a good mix of a strategy and gunplay. So if you were to put Tilt and Mischief in one bracket, in one game, and say put in one of the more strategic maps, like more strategy demanding maps like Cafe, who do you think would fare? Who do you think would be better? Or would it be a very close match, or one would have a significant disadvantage over the other?
If the two teams were to play on Cafe, my assumption would be that on attack, Mischief would absolutely rule the game. I think that, but I also can't really say that because Tilt is absolutely amazing on defense. That is definitely their strong suit. I'm not saying they're bad at attack at all. They were able to do everything very well in attack. They were able to clear out flanks, get map control, and keep that map control, and they were able to really dive into what the defense was trying to do and was able to collapse in on them very well. But it would be very tough to say. I think they are two very evenly matched teams. I think that Mischief has a little bit better, not even a little bit, they have a lot better gun skill, and their positioning is definitely quite a bit better. So I think I would give it to Mischief, but seeing how they're playing in two different brackets, I'm not quite sure what we'll see from the two of them. If we're talking about the Division A, I would love to see Team Heat versus Team Mischief. Team Heat played very comp style play. They really, really were good on their holds. They're really good on their attacks. They really were a team that didn't have a whole ton of weaknesses to them. I mean, other than when the attack had gotten a few very lucky picks on them as Blackbeard, they were really able to command the match, and it was a lot closer of a scoreline than the Mischief game or the Tilt Esports game. But I think Team Heat is a really solid team, and I'm excited to see who they play of the winner of the team Maha and Astro. And Kiera Esports, I've heard quite a bit about Kiera Esports. I know that they've been seen a little bit in the competitive pool. I know that they've played in a few higher level tournaments. I'm really excited to see the match versus Kiera Esports and Q Cancel, and then the winner of that would go on to face Mischief. So definitely some good matches coming up there.
Right.
I believe in a minute we'll be seeing the brackets on the screen to see the updated standings. Forge, what are you expecting out of the match today? If we're getting a more strategic heavy map, or if we get to see my favorite map, Coastline, being played, are you expecting more of a utility dump meta? Or are you expecting a little bit more run and gunning and focusing more on getting those early picks in order to open up the map?
I mean, the first two games definitely did change my expectations from APAC, because I was expecting a run and gun setup, at least up until the minors level. But clearly people here are more interested in a mix of both, at least getting to a middle ground between utility and run and gun. So I'm definitely expecting more towards the utility heavy side. Goyos, there hasn't seen much play. My memory is a little foggy from yesterday's game, but I think Goyo has not seen play yet, which could come up as a surprise to teams. So if they were to pick something like Consulate and sorry, my mistake, Coastline, and the attack were focusing more on fragging out, Goyo could definitely slow them down. It could take attack by surprise. So I think now we should be moving on to the map bans now. We'll have to pause on that discussion right now, Pond. So the maps should be coming up in a while.
All right, we are moving on to the map ban phase. Really looking forward to seeing what we get. And I know that you had mentioned before, the seeing Goyo being played, and especially if we see a mirror ban come out, I'd like to see a little bit more Goyo play. He's able to kind of control different areas, and he has those shields that kind of act as mini mirrors, and I'd love to see teams try and control different parts of the map using the Goyo shields. I'm very surprised we haven't seen much play. And the first map that comes out in our ban is Clubhouse.
I must say that's a sigh of relief, because you've seen two clubhouses already.
Absolutely, and that's coming from Divine Esports. Definitely a very interesting map to come out. That's one of the more strategic heavy maps, and a lot of teams might struggle on it. I know personally it's a little bit awkward to attack on it. The second map coming out from Divine is going to be Consulate. So Consulate, we will not be seeing any Consulate play. Coastline and Cafe are still on the board, and the next map to come in from Roaring Esports is Oregon.
Oh, so there goes the strat heavy map. So we could expect a year 3 or a year 4 playstyle again.
Absolutely, and it looks like we're going to be seeing a new map today, because Clubhouse and Oregon are the only two maps we have seen so far in this tournament. Pretty excited to see what these teams can bring up. We still have Theme Park, Villa, and Coastline on the board. I'm still hoping for that Coastline play today. Theme Park, as I had said it, has come off the board.
I was actually expecting Meme Park in a small way. Oh, and they removed Villa, so it's between Cafe and Coastline. So let's see if your expectations can be met today.
I'm excited for either map. Two are my favorite maps to play in the game. And Cafe, and we will be seeing Coastline being played today, everybody. So we are going to be seeing a more run and gun style play. One of the more interesting things about Coastline is a hard breacher is not necessary for any of the sites. They can all be taken without the use of a hard breacher. And I'm very excited to see what's going to be coming out of the match today, Forge. How about yourself?
Exactly, Sam. And I'm expecting things to tilt either towards the utility side or towards a heavy